A global narcotics report lists Barbados as a major source of dirty money and drug trafficking. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, April the 12th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. A United States narcotics report has identified Barbados as a major source of dirty money and drug trafficking. The latest International Narcotics Control Strategy report, dated March 2018, said proceeds from illicit activities abroad are being laundered through Barbados based on a review done last year. The 215-page document disclosed that narcotics trafficking, money laundering, and firearms trafficking are major sources of illicit funds in this country. It said that in addition to the use of financial institutions, money is laundered through a variety of businesses and through the purchase of real estate, vehicles, vessels, and jewelry. The island's Supreme Court will remain closed to business for a second straight day today and at least part of tomorrow, as officials seek a lasting solution to environmental problems adversely affecting staff and those doing business at the White Park Road complex. Yesterday, frustrated workers walked off the job to protest environmental conditions at the High Court building. The workers' bargaining body, the National Union of Public Workers, will meet again tomorrow with Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite, Chief Justice Sir Marston Gibson, Supreme Court Registrar Barbara Cook-Allen, and other officials to discuss the way forward. Now, Cook-Allen declined to be drawn into specifying the exact problem, but confirmed it was an environmental one.
We have met with the Attorney General, Permanent Secretary, Office of Attorney General, Chief Justice, the NUPW, shop stewards, and we've discussed the matter. We're going to close the court today and tomorrow, and Friday at 1 o'clock the staff will come back. We let them know what's happening.
But while Cook-Allen was mum on the exact environmental issue at the building, NUPW General Secretary Rosalind Smith condemned it as a sick building with mold dropping on staff.
The main area is the roof that has to be changed because the mold is dropping down onto the workers, and it's a matter where we know that the roof is not a small issue. It has to take some time, and it's going to be a high cost to have this building repaired. There are other conditions that are affecting the workers because as we know from the time that this building is erected here, all the time the environmental issue because of where.
In other news now, advisor to the ruling Democratic Labour Party Hamilton Lashley says Prime Minister Frank Destroyed owes Barbadians urgent clarity on the looming uncertainties over the party's candidature in St. John and Christchurch East. Speaking to Barbados Today yesterday on the sidelines of the launch of a youth rally organized by a DLP candidate for the city, Henderson Williams, Lashley expressed surprise that it has taken his party so long to address the two key issues, considering that general election is constitutionally due by early June.
Obviously, these are issues of concern to the general public across Barbados, and legitimately so, because there's a pending election and persons want to know their candidates, who their candidates are, and of course you cannot leave it in the area of just speculation. You want to take it beyond that realm. I believe the sooner the better, but obviously these matters will be dealt with as it relates to the party within the hierarchical structure of the Democratic Labour Party, and of course to quell a curious public and a concerned public at the moment. The sooner that is done, the better.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Trinidad and Tobago government is fast-tracking its sexual harassment policy, now in the drafting stages. Word of this comes on the heels of the dismissal of former Sports Minister Darrell Smith, who has been accused of inappropriate behavior towards a female employee at the ministry. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Ayanna Webster Roy, says based on past incidents of sexual harassment, the government will speed up its policy. More in this report from TV6 News.
Webster Roy says although there are procedures and policies on sexual harassment in the public sector, through previous incidents, the government has identified a need for an overarching policy. As such, she reveals that the government will expedite the drafting of the National Sexual Harassment Policy, which is currently in the hands of the Ministry of Labour. This statement came a few hours before it was made public that Darrell Smith's ministerial appointment was revoked by the Prime Minister. Webster Roy says the government does not take allegations of sexual harassment lightly. In order to help alleviate the problem, the government will seek to provide information, resources, and clear guidelines to stakeholders. Minister Webster Roy adds that victims of sexual harassment can be assisted through the available state support services. She notes that the National Gender Policy was recently laid in Parliament by Dr. Rowley, seeking to enable a gender-just society.
And on the international scene, the man who organized police operations for the last royal wedding is warning that security for the upcoming marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will be a calculated risk.
It is impossible to search tens of thousands of people who want to come and line the streets, any one of which could be a potential terrorist, someone who's besotted with the royal family, and there are a number of those, believe me, or just an attention seeker.
Bob Broadhurst says that alert levels are now higher than when he was in charge for the wedding of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge 7 years ago.
The current level is severe, which means an attack is highly likely. I very much doubt if the wedding itself will be targeted because of all the security implications, but there's still the town centre, there's still central London. What you don't want is a celebratory event in Windsor and an attack of some sort in central London.
But he said that the security risk was known and accepted by all the participants.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.